It's Friday, and it has just been one of those weeks. You know, whenever life just throws a ton of tasks at you, and then they also cost money, tasks you don't want to spend money on. Just look at some of these tasks I've had. I have to go to Santiago in Chile to the US Embassy, where I have to renew my passport. I have to drive like 10 hours, and I'm gonna have to pay for the trip to get there. It's gonna cost me like $500. I had to fill out a bunch of renewal passport documents for $130. I had to go get a new photo taken for $7. And it's just a bunch of stupid money on a stupid passport that I didn't want to spend money on, but it costs money. And now we're getting like a visa to live here in Chile, Pally and I, and it's looking like it's gonna cost like $1,000 to go through a lawyer and get the visa, residential visa. And then our friends hit us up to get an Airbnb for Christmas at the end of the year, which was, we're splitting a house and it's gonna cost us like a little over $700. So it's like, it's $2,000. Like I'm just like looking at $2,000 of money I wasn't really expecting to spend. And then it's just all the time and the energy and the effort. It's like, oh gosh, like on top of work, life tasks, they are draining. And the worst thing is like now I'm trying to squeeze all of these things into my budget, and I want to go spend money to make myself feel better. Like, oh, I'm so exhausted, I want to go out to dinner now. But now I really don't have money to go out to dinner because I'm having to spend it all on these life tasks. So that has been my week. That is what we're going to be covering today, plus just my regular budget and how I'm going to be squeezing all of this in there, which I am literally at like $0 on my spend for the past week, but we're making it happen. So the good news is I'm now at $707,000, which is cha-ching, a new record on this channel. It's a new net worth record for me also. The highest we've ever seen it on here is $704,000, so that's nice. And if you've been around for a while, then you know what we're doing on this channel. I show you all of my weekly and monthly goals, objectives for my budget, and then I break down exactly how I'm spending my money. I show you literally what I'm spending my money on, the good, the bad, the ugly, and you can see just how it's like for somebody, a normal person like me, to be building wealth. I'm trying to get to $1 million by the time I'm 32, and as you saw, I'm already at $707,000, so we're about $300,000 away from that $1 million mark. So let's get started. Here is what we're budgeting. It is a income of $5,000. My wife and I's household income right now is $5,000. Used to be a lot higher until I was let go from my job last April. And then I was like, well, we're almost at $1 million, so let's just run with this for now. So we're at a $5,000 household income. We're spending $275 a week on groceries, $1,100 a month is what it comes out to. Lifestyle maintenance, we spend $100 a week, $400 a month. Experiences, $200 a week, $800 a month. Fixed expenses, $175 a week, $700 a month, not $7,000, that'd be crazy. We try not to spend more than $1,300 on rent. We're living in Airbnbs as we travel around Chile, Patagonia here. And we are ultimately, our number one goal is to still be investing $700 a month because we always want to be working that investment muscle. Never stop investing ever. That is like never, ever, ever a bad thing. We never want to stop investing. It doesn't matter how much, I don't even care if I have $10 million, I'm not going to stop investing. So that is the number one goal. We are always, every single month, budgeting all of our money to make sure we are investing bare minimum $700 a month. And this is a $0 based budget. Every single one of our dollars that we have that comes into our possession has a name on it, because if not, money just floats away. It finds a job of its own. You know what it's like to go out one evening, come home, and you're like, what the hell? I know I had a lot more money in my bank account than this last night. It just kind of disappeared, and that's what happens whenever you don't give any of your dollars or all of your dollars a name. So this is a $0 based budget and how it works. So how did we do on our weekly goals? Were we on budget? Well, I already hinted that we pretty much spent every dollar we had budgeted for the week. So our budget runs from Fridays to Thursdays. Today's Friday, September 5th. So last week's budget was Friday, August 29th through yesterday, Thursday, September 4th. And right here in this column is all the money we should be spending for the week. Our total spend should come in at $750 maximum for the week. This week we spent $776. This is our actual week, so we're a little over on budget. Now, when it comes down to groceries, we spent $274. It shouldn't be more than $275. Our lifestyle maintenance came in right at $100. That's where it should be. Experiences and discretionary right at $200. So right on target, perfect for that. Fixed expenses is where we went over just a little bit. So our fixed expenses shouldn't be more than $175 a week. Right now it's at $201, but if I look at this on what all my expenses should be for the month, we can't be spending more than $700 a month. So we have $499 left to spend in fixed expenses. So I think we're going to be okay for the month. I just have to be conscious of that this week we spent $25, 26 more dollars than what we should have, but it should be okay just as long as I don't spend more than $499 more dollars from here to now. So, or to the end of the month. So our total monthly spend has came in right now at $1,896. And this blue box is invest. And so this would be how much money we would have left to invest right now if the month were to end and all of our expenses were paid. But obviously we still have the rest of September to go through, so it's not going to be this $3,100. We just need it to be $700. That's what it should be by the end of the month, and we should be spending $5,000, including that investment. So our rent is also going to be $1,119. We're not trying to spend more than $1,300 on rent a month. And Airbnb gives me a schedule for what my rent's going to be. It says this month it's at $1,119 for the payment. We haven't paid yet, but I'm just budgeting it in here. So rent's basically paid. This is all our total monthly spend so far. So we're still on track. We were a little over on these fixed expenses, but nothing that can't be saved going on through the rest of the month. Now, we did pretty good. I mean, we were $26 over on the entire spend, but we're doing good. I mean, it's been stressful this past week, so I'm actually really proud with where we're at. So let's take a look at how we actually spent all of our money this week. And we'll start off here with the grocery section. Here it is August 29th through September 4th, which was yesterday. We spent $274.93 total in groceries. And you can also see I put in some of this Airbnb Christmas into my grocery spend. I'll explain why here, but it's in all three of these categories from my lifestyle maintenance, also Airbnb Christmas, my experience in discretionary, Airbnb Christmas right there too. So what that is my friends are coming down from Santiago, Pali's friends and we rented this Airbnb. It's going to be a little over $700 and they made me pay $155 right now. So I split that up between these three categories, but it's a really nice house. We're sharing it with them. They have a 1.5-year-old and it's in the Patagonia region here. It's very spacious. It has a hot tub out back. And yeah, we're excited to be sharing it. We had to do this now, or if not, the holiday season is going to have all the homes booked up on Airbnb. So I was not at all ready to pay $155 to rent it now. And then I still owe $600 come December, which is a problem for December. But I had to divide all this up between these three categories. So I still came in on budget on these categories, but that's kind of why I have Airbnb in my grocery spending, just so I could be on budget this month. Definitely doesn't belong there, but it's okay. It's whatever. We got it figured out. So supermarket, spent $230 at the supermarket, eating good as always over here. And then Pauli bought these muffins. We did this extra supermarket run where she went and got some muffins. And then we have a famous bread run where we go buy bread every week. And this week I didn't get a photo of it because I went by myself and I'm lame. Normally Pauli takes the photo of our bread run. But we also did this popcorn movie date, and I didn't get a photo of the popcorn, but here I am with some ribs that I bought, and we ended up watching a lot of college football as it kicked off. We're big Notre Dame fans. Go Irish! And unfortunately, we watched them lose to the University of Miami. No good. Lost by 3, and they were down the whole game, but got some ribs, and we still had a nice time, and Pally would just kind of drew in her book while we were watching the game and sat on the couch, and we didn't do a whole lot this past weekend. So just going over to our groceries, yeah, we finished off at $274 out of $275. Our experiences in discretionary, here is where I had to spend just money on stuff I didn't want to spend money on, which is that passport renewal fee. I had to fill out a form and pay $130 to send in my passport to get it renewed. I had to take photos for my passport. Actually, let me go grab those. Okay, here is my new passport photo. I look like a straight criminal. I hate these photos. I mean, driver's license, passport, stuff like that. I mean, I'm already not working with a lot to go on here, but whenever you get a photo like this, it's like, thanks. But I had to spend $6.18 to go get this taken at an adventure place here where I'm at in Chile. They take like adventure photos for people kayaking and doing whitewater rafting, and they also just take passport photos. So I had to go get those photos taken. That was pretty much our experiences in discretionary, and then again I had to throw in the Airbnb, kind of shove this in here just to make sure I was on budget for the week. So there was $200. Our goal was $200, but even though we didn't spend much money on experiences, doing fun things, we were spending it on just life tasks. We still had a lot of fun over the weekend. We packed up the car, put Lana in here, my dog Lana, I think you know her. And we just went out to a lake and had fun, just the three of us, walked around, got to enjoy each other's company. And this is, you know, nature is probably the most cost affordable, free thing, fun, free thing to do whenever you just have no money to spend. Just go out in nature. I'm very fortunate right now in life to be able to be in Patagonia living here, because at least whenever we don't have money to spend, I can go out and enjoy nature a little bit, which is exactly what we did over the weekend. So our experiences in discretionary came in at $200, doing good. Lifestyle maintenance, Pally had to buy a tape measure. We also had to buy some dog food for Lina right here, which was $31.86, and she loves her new dog food, so I'm very happy for her. Not really happy that this is what I had to spend money on for my kind of fun stuff for the week, but it's just what it is. And then lastly, again, I plugged in this Airbnb Christmas expense. So we got the down payment made in all three of these categories, which was good. But geez, man, I just was not ready to do that. Then the last category, the most boring, are those fixed expenses, where they did come in at $201 for the week, where we're budgeting $175 for the week. But like, these include things like my Adobe subscription, which I just don't really know when that's going to come in. It could have came in next week or the week after. It was $6.98 for Adobe. And I'll show you, here's some photos that I love to take. I love travel photos, adventure, kind of interior design stuff. So these are some of the photos that I take, and I enjoy just going out and taking. Again, going out in nature, it's free. And then I throw these into Lightroom. I like to edit them. So this is why I pay for Adobe. And I'm paying for this in Chilean pesos. So, or actually I think I'm paying for it in Argentine pesos, because I took out the subscription in Argentina when I was living there. So this is like, I feel like this is like a $50 subscription in the US, and I pay $6.98 in pesos, but it's all good. We spent $11.49 on kerosene for a space heater, had the maid come, $37.12. And then the Buenos Aires government, we had to spend why do I keep saying 600? We had to spend $6.79 to get a certificate of our marriage license that's used now to go for the residential visa that we're applying for here in Chile. Money I didn't want to spend, but just a life task I had to do. Car insurance, $127, boring, and laundry, another $12. Well, pretty freaking boring there too. So it's like our biggest expense for this month, aside from groceries, was $201 on everything. Like, none of this I wanted to spend my money on. The most exciting thing was my Adobe subscription and the maid. So that's just how life is sometimes. But that is everything we spent our money on this past week, and how we've just been kind of adjusting and making all the adjustments for those life tasks that are thrown at us, the adult things we have to spend our money on, the things that make us wish we were just like 14, 15 again, hanging out, playing basketball with our friends at the local Y and Xbox Live. That's where I wish I was this past week, not dealing with all these life tasks. But just how it is. Now, lastly, here is the net worth. Oh my gosh. Like, this is the one redeeming thing of the week, is to be at an all-time high of $707,000. It feels good. I mean, I'm not at $1 million, but at least I'm still at an all-time high. Day changed, look at that. That's crazy, $3,600. And the market's up 0.52%. That's $3,600, just 0.52%. And like, that's like the law of large numbers. Just the more your portfolio grows, the more money that 1% difference makes. I mean, if we were at 1% for the day, I'd be up over $7,000, which is wild. But it's also very volatile because if the market goes down just 1%, I'm down $7,000. But there it is, 1 month change, $23,986. And that's with us only contributing $985, I think it was last month. You'd have to go back and watch that budget video. But this is the market just doing its thing, up 3.5% over the past 1 month. And with this big old fat portfolio of $707,000, that comes in at $23,986. Only 900 of that contributed. So $23,000, just pretty much pure gain. So that's where we're at for the budget this week. Oh, it's been a lot. You know how it is. Just sometimes life throws stuff at you and you got to deal with it. But I hope this gives you inspiration to deal with your own life tasks. Show you it is still possible to stay on budget. You just got to make sacrifices. You got to say, okay, I guess I'm not doing anything that fun this week. I got to pay for some marriage certificate stuff and I don't know, whatever else you got going on in your life. I know you can do it. You can stay on budget. You can build wealth. I'm doing it. You can do it. We're here for each other. This is an emotional support group for everyone who's trying to be debt-free, stay debt-free, and build wealth. We are an emotional support group right here. So be sure to like this video. Please hit that subscribe button. You're doing me a huge favor. Have a good weekend. Best of luck to you on your budget this weekend and going into next week. I will see you next video.